several reasons. One of them is that the story in itself is a compelling one. We all like a mystery, if you will, and this was very, very mysterious, to put it quite simply. There are other societal factors involved, I think. It is my belief that middle-class India is essentially very conservative, and when there's the scent of sex in something, it is looked upon as something they may not necessarily need to watch, but they want to watch in one way. The sexual angle to this was introduced into the case very early on, in fact, in the first weeks. And this idea of illicit sex, I think, had something to do with how interesting this was. Apart from the fact that first there was one body, then there was another body, apparently a closed flat, all of those elements. But to me, there's something far more fundamental in this, and it's at a human level. If you ask in a drawing room debate a group of people whether they believe that a father can kill his daughter in this manner, you will get two polarized opinions. One set will say, yes, it's possible. The other set will say, no. The thing about both these opinions is that you will find, in general, and I say this anecdotally, that they are extremely convinced in their positions. Yeah. But the gap between those two positions in this specific case is filled out by evidence and fact. It's a case that elicits, if you will, something quite deep and from the gut. There's an emotional response to these murders, and that captivates imagination. I mean, there are lessons everywhere, and there were lessons for me in the coverage of this case. There are lessons for the media as well, crime and justice. There are some things that one must understand out of this case, which is that it could happen to any of us. And once you clash with the state, then really your chances in that game they're loaded against you from the very beginning. That's one. The other thing that it taught me was about the media and the kind of role it can play in shaping a particular narrative. In this case, they shaped a narrative that suited the state's or the CBI's case. And that, I believe, had a deep impact on the case itself.